Most doctors have a nice reception room, maybe a fish tank and some old magazines. Not many have a white convertible with patients rolling up to them at 40 k's an hour. Our next guest, though, is amongst a rare club of bike race medicos. It's a welcome to Dr. Andrew Garnham. Hello, Doc.
Thanks, Ed.
Doctor. Sorry, you have to do that officially, don't you?
Yep.
That's right, we have a handshake.
Sorry if we kept you waiting. I've always wanted to say that to a doctor. That's great. We're talking about the physiology of what goes on a rest day for the riders. You've followed many Herald Sun Tours as a medico. This is brutal. 3 weeks. There's only 3 of them for good reason. So what would the guys do? We say rest day, but they don't rest, do they?
No, they don't rest. I mean, as we've seen, we've got media commitments. You know, there's obviously an opportunity for the riders to do lots of media. They want a break from things. It's good to not actually get up and have to move to another place, you know, so they don't normally have to deal with transition things. Key thing is to get out on their bikes. They ride their bikes every day, so to not ride their bike would be too foreign to them.
Really?
And consistency is such an important part of what any athlete wants to do. So you've got to get out and ride your bike. And then it's a muscle memory thing.
Okay.
That just keeping your rhythm. You know, if you've been going so hard for 10 days, if you stop, you get that sense that, gee, your legs might go dead on you, that sort of thing. You've just got to keep that rhythm going. So getting out for a couple of hours, you know, obviously a bit more of a social ride. There's not the intensity. They can sort of swap a few stories, that sort of thing. And so it's a good chance to sort of shake things out of the legs and then get some massage.
Exactly.
Crucial part.
It's imperative because not only is it a rest day, the night before they long transfer on the bus, on the plane, flight, long transfer on the bus again, get the hotel at midnight. So you need to flush it out. You know what you feel like after a flight. It's the best thing for blood flow, and you need to do it.
We saw Team BMC of using some of these really fantastic compression legs. You know, they plug themselves in and have a hyperbaric response. Maybe he's auditioning for Transformers, the movie.
Is this becoming more popular, Doc?
Yeah, look, with the compression garments, there's, you know, these are obviously the sort of super duper fancy ones, but a lot of riders using them now. We see a lot of different athletes, and the feedback is very positive, you know, and we know some of the teams, I reckon Green Edge, Omega Pharma Quickstep, BMC, making use, for example, of the 2XU products, which seem to go well for them. These are things that have sort of come into the marketplace. There's been a fair bit of development in terms of working out the compression ratios, that sort of thing. Bit of science behind them. The differences are small, but you get good rider feedback. We see there are little improvements in blood flow, measures on muscle soreness, that sort of thing. Combining these things with some of the water baths and the like seem to just get the legs going that little bit better. I think the soigneurs are the key, but having all the combination of things makes a difference.
These moon boots we just saw, it's not easy to set them up and carry them around and have them ready for the riders. We had them last year in Saxo Bank, and a lot of teams have got them now. And I knew Armstrong, he used to have them on his plane whenever he'd fly, so it was great, you know, constant recovery process. It's great if you can do it.
Yeah.
When you're the doctor in the team car, literally on the stages, what are you finding riders are coming back to, those that aren't sort of specifically injured? Are there guys with pain, people who've been injured days before?
Yeah, look, it depends so much on the nature of a race as to what's going on in the race. Sometimes you won't see anyone because they're busy at the front racing, and you know you can tell that everybody's on the job. And other times there may not be so much going on, so there's that opportunity. People have, you know, sometimes just got headaches, that sort of thing, just dropping back literally for a Panadol. Sometimes you get unusual circumstances, the likes of Nick Gates. I remember on one stage in a Sun Tour, coming out of Bendigo, a little bit of a gravelly road, and you know, a bit of a hairy corner. Guys have come through. Nick Gates has dropped back to the car. What's the matter? He said. We've asked him, he said, I've swallowed a rock. And yeah, you've swallowed a rock. Yeah, can you breathe? And I'm having a bit of trouble breathing and that sort of thing. And you sort of thought about it for a bit and you decided you could breathe, which was handy. And
talk.
We sort of talked about the rock for a little bit, and then it was like, well, what would you like me to do about it? And you know, you've got 2 choices. You can either stop here and think about the rock, or you can go back and rejoin the bike race.
I used to do that though when it was going uphill, because you grab on the car for 15, 20 seconds.
You're an enigma. I think now the danger is swallowing too much Riesling.